Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And I'm here to take a look at a brand new Critical Drinker video. I'm taking a little drink right now because I didn't before making this and my throat was dry. So suck it. Anyway, so this is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse video, which I still haven't done a review myself. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow. I just want to watch it one more time before I do a video. I did a first impressions, I guess, a little short, but I'm seeing it again tomorrow. So anyway, this is the Does Marvel Better Than Marvel? That's the title. So I thought we'd take a look at this. I was going to watch it myself, but I was like, you know what? I like a good positive video from Critical Drinker. I feel like the positive videos are the ones I should do the reactions for, because that's fun. The Cleopatra one was different. But anyway, let's I did watch Sisu and what was the first one I watched? Wait, what was the first one I did? Not positive. What was the first Critical Drinker video I watched? Oh, it was for Puss in Boots. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's go. 3, 2. I mean, I watched plenty more, but I'm talking about for reactions. 3, 2. Link in the description. Go watch it yourself first. 3, 2, 1, and play.
For me, Into the Spider-Verse was one of those weird little movies that kind of came out of nowhere way back in 2018.
I remember
an animated feature film
the
about
first trailer for that was like a whole year before it came out, and I was like, this looks real good. I think I might have done a reaction for it. If I have, maybe I should do a compilation of all my trailer reactions for that movie. That might be fun. I did that for Zelda before it came out. So
I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge about.
Maybe I'll do that.
They ended up being way smarter, more inventive, better written.
I still think I like Into the Spider-Verse a little bit more.
90% of the
It's just
live-action movies
a little bit more
smarted out these days. In short, it was a film that made me pretty happy, and I was interested to see where they'd go with the inevitable sequel. I mean, I never expected it to take 5 years, but what
Animation
the hell?
is
It's
crazy.
2023.
You could tell it took them 5 years.
The barrel of Across the Spider-Verse,
Shit.
a title that definitely won't lead to confusion when I start comparing.
Of the two movies it took about 4.5 years to make, I think this is better than Ant-Man. Quantumania. The last Ant-Man was 2018, right? Yeah. So that tracks. Of the two superhero movies that took about 4.5 years to make, this one is way better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Them on open bar after half a bottle of cheap whiskey. Anyway, enough of my pish.
What?
You're here to find out if this film's a worthy follow-up to the original, if it was worth the 5-year wait, and most importantly of all, if it's worth parting with half of your monthly wage just to go and see it at the cinema. Seriously, why are tickets so fucking expensive?
At this point, you could buy the entire movie. Just wait a couple months for the same price of the ticket.
I'd rather spend my money on.
Tatiana.
Anyway, I'm happy to say that the answer to all of these questions is
the
yes.
movie,
It's
Tatiana.
not exactly a resounding yes, and there's a few caveats
really?
that I'll go into in a minute. But overall, Across the Spider-Verse is a fun, colourful,
I only had a couple
imaginative,
problems with it, and they're
movie
very
with some
small.
great character beats, decent gags and snappy dialogue, gorgeous animation that makes the most out of its comic book origins,
you're
a
goddamn
plot
right.
that does more with its multiverse concept than Marvel ever did,
Yeah.
and a cliffhanger
Hey, No Way Home is better than Doctor Strange. You should show Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange sucks.
that neatly sets us up for part 2.
When it comes to the multiverse,
on the other hand, the 140-minute runtime feels kind of bloated and sluggish compared
I don't know,
to the
man. It went
original.
by so
Character arcs and
fast.
plot
It went
points
by
that
so.
repeated multiple-
Dude, I was getting worried. I was only checking my time, and I'm gonna pause a lot. So fuck it, whatever. I was only getting worried because I was like, I knew there was a cliffhanger. I had that spoiled to me. It's not really a spoil. It was a spoil. I read reviews and they said it kind of ends on like, oh, whatever. Which I liked the cliffhanger. Actually, I thought it was really good. It's nowhere near as bad as some other cliffhangers I could think of, like fucking Matrix Reloaded. That's like the worst one. But yeah, this one ended with a nice one. Anyway, it was getting closer to the end, and I just kept looking at my phone. I was like trying to figure out when it's gonna end, so I wasn't caught off guard. But it was very obvious. It was ramping up. It was like, yeah, it's gonna be that.
Times without adding anything particularly new, and the excessive focus on supporting characters at the expense of the protagonist starts to grate after a while.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, not with Gwen. Gwen was great. I like that start off with her, but I do think like some of the other characters we could have. Like, I feel like Miguel was underused because we focused too much on other characters that could have been cut out of the movie. Now, again, I didn't really mind that, but like, because I like those characters, but they could have been cut out and focused more on other characters. But we have another half of the movie coming next year, hopefully, if it doesn't get delayed. Which, hey, if you need more time, go ahead. But like, I don't know, man, how crazy the animation is here and how long it was. I don't know.
None of these issues are enough to derail the movie, but they do hold it back and prevent it from reaching the same heights as its predecessor. Anyway, strap on your gender-neutral web-slinging gear and let's talk about the plot, shall we? The film picks up about a year after the events of the first movie, with Gwen Stacy struggling to fight crime as Spider-Woman while keeping her identity hidden from her father. Anyway, she gets into a tangle with a villain from a different reality and ends up getting
he's from
bailed
the
out
Leonardo
by
da
Miguel
Vinci
O'Hara and
style
Jessica Drew, basically alternate versions of herself from different universes, who end up recruiting her into a secret organization designed to protect the multiverse, or Spider-Verse, if you will. Back in his own dimension, Miles Morales is struggling with much the same problems as Gwen, until he ends up running into a brand new villain named Spot.
I love the Spot. I thought the Spot was great. Jason Schwartzman nailed that voice.
A mad scientist out for revenge after Miles accidentally...
He's pretty much his character from every movie ever that has Jason Schwartzman in it.
It turned him into a walking portal gun at the end of the last movie. He's got the power to travel into different universes and plans to make himself even stronger.
Please stop talking about your holes. I love it. Dude, his villain backstory was so good. I won't spoil it.
That Miles took from him. Not good news. Needless to say, though, Miles eventually hooks up with Gwen and the other spider people to track down Spot together, but when he finds out the true nature of the organization and the common threads that bind them all together, will he really want to side with them? And is there a way to change his fate? Or is
that
he
was
destined to
quite the reveal, too. I'm like, whoa.
Now, I've got to admit, after the ridiculous, bloated shit show of Doctor Strange 2 and Loki, I was pretty soured on the whole concept of multiverses and alternate realities. Partly because stuff like that is so incomprehensibly huge that it becomes difficult for the human mind to even grasp what's at stake, but mostly because it was all handled so terribly. But to its credit, Across the Spider-Verse actually does a pretty good job putting all these grand ideas into context and grounding them in actual human drama with characters the audience cares about.
I loved all the family stuff. I thought that was so good. We didn't get a lot of it in the last movie. We did, but not a lot. And I thought the family stuff was great. I like that. It felt like a lot of times it didn't feel like what an animated movie usually feels like, which is like, we got to keep going. It's crazy visuals all the time. It felt like at times it could have just been live action at times. Like, just, everybody's hanging out on a rooftop celebrating someone's promotion. You know what I mean? Like, that easily could have been just live action. It just felt so natural.
It's crazy, I know, but it's amazing how much more compelling a story becomes when it's happening to people that you're actually...
Why did she come pregnant?
Invested in. Based on my limited understanding, Miles Morales is kind of a contentious character in comic book circles, but since I know precisely fuck all about that world, all I can really do is judge him as he's presented right here. And again, I think the script does a good job of fleshing him out as a distinct and separate entity from Peter Parker. Apart from sharing some of the same powers and...
The entire time the movie focused on other characters, even Gwen, I was just like, can we go back to Miles? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Gwen, but I really love Miles in these movies. I'm like, I want to focus more on Miles. No offense. I like Gwen. Gwen's great. We'll go back to Miles.
Personal situation.
I don't know. I really like Miles.
Sense that he was just a tokenized carbon copy of a more popular character. And
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Stop like the race swapping thing. Like, I honestly don't give a fuck, honestly. But I know a lot of people do. I don't care. I really don't. Mainly because it's shit I don't mostly care about. But if it's good, then whatever. Race swap. I fucking don't care. Way more things to worry about in this world than race swapping characters. Unless it's like Cleopatra. That's just weird. But that's weird. That's not character. Character. Keep it to characters, and I'm like, whatever. But this is how you do it. It's a title, Spider-Man. Anybody could be Spider-Man. Anybody could be under the mask, as Stan Lee said. And this is how you do it. Make a new character, new backstory, not the same character except a different skin color, which is so... I feel like it's so disrespectful to like people that want their own character, but they just get sloppy seconds almost. Like, I don't know. It's just... I don't know. I'm just repeating what other people have said, but I've always thought this too. It's just really annoying. Alright, sorry, I had to pause real quick. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Whatever, fuck it.
The movie movie provides a pretty compelling explanation for why he's a bit different from every other Spider-Man out there. An explanation that will definitely have big implications on the next movie.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy comes across as likeable and good-natured and a decent foil for Miles. She's not some overpowered Mary Sue who can do everything better than him because feminism. She's just another variant of the Spider-Man identity, struggling with her own problems back in her own reality. And yeah, you could probably make the argument that she's given a bit too much screen time for a supporting character, but if my
I think they're making her more of a lead. Like we got 2 leads now. It's called, well, I guess it's called Spider-Man then.
But the next movie are correct, there's a very good reason why they want the audience to get invested in her. I mean, it's not all perfect on the character front. I mentioned before that the cast is probably bigger than it needs to be, and Jessica Drew is a prime example of this.
Like,
she doesn't really add
she doesn't
anything
do
to the
anything.
story
That's
and
my
just
problem.
uses up screen time in an already bloated movie. Also, having a heavily pregnant woman...
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, I thought, okay, there's a reason she's pregnant here. Later on, she'll have a kid or something like that, and that'll mean something. Maybe it'll mean something in the next one, but like, she just, I mean, months passed, she's not pregnant anymore, obviously, and then that's it. I'm like, all right. So what was the point? Just to have a pregnant lady fight? Like, I don't understand why you would do that. And also, don't even get me started on I love Mayday, but the Peter B. Parker stuff, like, hey, I like it, but because I like Mayday, but I mean, I guess he wasn't trying to go to battle, to be fair. Like, he was just going there to talk to Miles and stuff, so...
Trying to ride a motorbike and do action sequences is never going to not look fucking ridiculous. Also, I can't shake the feeling that the script is doing everything in its power to play down Peter Parker, like it's afraid the audience will somehow start rooting for him over Miles if he's shown to be too capable and confident. The first movie portrayed...
I wish we got more Peter B. Parker. I really like this version of Peter Parker.
Burned out loser who only redeems himself at the end, while the second film morphs him into a bumbling, hapless father in a pink bathrobe who for some reason keeps taking his baby along on life-threatening adventures.
Okay, to be fair, I don't think he knew that was going to happen. I didn't think about this until now. I don't think he knew that was going to happen. He was just going to talk to Miles. You know, going to the Spider-Verse with all the Spider-Men, so it should be safe. So, but he shouldn't have brought her with him when the action starts to ramp up, let's say.
Despite having a perfectly capable mother at home to look after it. Is this some weird attempt to mock and belittle the Spider-Man that most people know and love, who incidentally just happens to be the only straight white man in the entire movie? I don't know, man. It just kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
I don't know. I think it's just more humor. And his character is similar like that in the one. I don't know. I think he's reading a little bit too much. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I will say, though, when they have, what's his name? Ben Reilly, is that his name? Who's the clone of Peter Parker. I actually had to look that up because everybody loves that version of Spider-Man. I'm like, all right, let me look it up. And he's like a clone of Peter Parker. I don't know. Is he supposed to be stupid? Like, everybody loves him, so I'm assuming he's supposed to be kind of cool, but he's just a fucking idiot. I mean, he only shows up a couple times. I want to say that was Andy Samberg doing the voice. It sounded like him. Is he just supposed to be a fucking idiot and that's it? Because that's all he is in the movie. He just gets there and gets his ass beat and looks stupid. Or, you know.
So, the scenes between Miles and his parents mirror the relationship between Gwen and her father, both characters struggling with the secrets they're keeping from the people they love the most. And while they're both well done, Gwen's arc feels a lot more brisk and efficient, showing us exactly what we need to see and no more.
I wouldn't say... I don't know. I really liked every scene with... him and his parents. I don't know. I don't think I would cut a single scene out of him and his parents. I'm talking about Miles, obviously. Maybe cut down a little bit on the beginning of him, like with the counselor or whatever. Maybe just cut down a little bit. There was a little bit more, too much like, oh, he's typing. Oh no, he's not typing. But that'd be like it, and that's like barely anything. I mean, it's still funny, but I don't know. I really can't think of anything I'd cut. Maybe maybe there's a scene later on with Gwen and the parents that is good, but it was a little awkward. Maybe just how it's set up. I don't know.
Miles's scenes, on the other hand, feel self-indulgent and redundant. There's a lot of repetition and recycling of the same basic conversations, and well, it starts
Sure,
to get a bit tedious after a while.
I like the conversations though that he was at, because we didn't really get a lot of that in the first movie, and that should be a big part of his character, especially when there's a reveal about something. So.
From a visual point of view, the movie is absolutely fantastic, using
Yeah.
a pretty
There's
striking
no
animation
faults.
style that reminded me of Arcane at times. Each new location in the Spider-Verse has got a different art style, so there's always some interesting new twist on the design. Character models are expressive and filled with personality and emotion, and their movements and gestures look like they were motion captured. They're that accurate. On the downside, though,
Sure
there's times when there's so much shit getting thrown at you that it becomes almost overwhelming.
It does. That's not a fault though, really. It's just like one of those things where like it makes me just want to watch the movie again to see if I missed things. It does get a little chaotic. The frame rate also at times becomes a little too jarring in some of the action scenes. I wouldn't say it's a negative. It's more just like I wasn't. It's one of those things I know it will not become a issue when I see it again. But who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe I'll be like, ugh.
Basically,
This animation sucks.
If you suffer from
yucky.
photosensitive
I'd rather watch Ugly Dolls or
epilepsy.
I don't know why that just popped in my brain. Ugly Dolls.
This really isn't the movie for you.
That's
Across the
shot
Spider-Verse is the first half of a two-part story, and so clearly a lot of the focus is on setting up stuff for future payoffs.
That reveal towards
the
the end
obvious
was great,
disadvantage is that the movie lacks any resolutions and sometimes feels artificially padded, and I can't shake the feeling that all they did here was take one really compelling story and stretch it out into two movies instead of one. I mean, that's not to say that a lot of love and care didn't go into this one.
Man.
There's plenty of good stuff in it. There's a ton of references and in-jokes that only the most dedicated Spider-Man fans are going to get.
A couple of them I even got because I knew people wanted to see stuff like that in it. Like, I don't want to spoil it. There's one that's like, it's not like a super crazy one, but it's one that like, my theory was like, oh my god! I was like, damn, I need to watch that.
The end that most people will probably see coming, but felt pretty saquifying all the same.
Yeah, like they were building up that reveal. I'm like, it's obviously going to be this, but still, it's very well done.
Even though pretty hard-hitting resolutions to the big questions posed by this film, and weirdly enough, I actually trust the writers not to fuck it up for once.
That's the thing, though. This movie, at least towards the end of this movie, will live or die. It's living right now. It's living pretty good, but it will still live or die on how well that next movie does, like quality-wise. If the next movie is a huge disappointment, then the whole resolution to Across the Spider-Verse will be in question.
Ultimately, although it doesn't quite reach the same heights as its predecessor,
you can say about a lot of cliffhanger, but still,
Across the Spider-Verse is still a pretty fucking good movie overall, and way better than anything that Marvel have managed to shart out in recent years. And as long as the final chapter doesn't,
it's still better than most of the really good
Miles
ones.
Morales might just end up with a legacy to be proud of with this trilogy.
Yes.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Go away now.
Go away now.
Okay. Nah, this is my house, bitch. I'll stay right here. I still haven't seen that extended edition. What is it called? The more fun version? Yeah, bullshit. The longer version. We'll see. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Into the Spider-Verse. I really, really can't wait until that movie's on 4K. Yo, I'm looking at my OLED right now. My OLED's like, feed me. I'm like, give me a couple months. That's the one cool thing about the release schedule nowadays for DVDs and Blu-rays because of COVID. They come out a little bit quicker now. I want to say, like, I want to say, isn't Evil Dead already coming out in like a week? So like that movie came out a month and a half ago. I still haven't done a reaction for that, but I will. I'll do it when I want. But I'm talking about Evil Dead Rise, obviously. And I want to say Super Mario comes out a couple weeks, right? And that movie came out around the same time. So it's like usually you would have to wait 3, 4, maybe 5 months. Like the only one I could think of that is taking its sweet time is Avatar: The Way of Water. But I think the other ones are coming out. Like John Wick's already out like in a week. It's like it's been not even 3 months for that movie. Which is good. I don't know why it ever took like 4 or so months. Like it would always come out digitally pretty quick, like 2 months. Now it's like 1 month. Like John Wick, I want to say, was on digital a month after it came out. I mean, it's a smart move. I mean, it's still in theaters, so if you put it on digital and people are like, whoa, and especially if it's the same price as like a ticket, and people will be like, well, I could just rent it here and we can all watch it at my house, have a good time, you know? Anyway, There you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. That was a good video. A couple things I don't agree with, but whatever. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna always agree with your favorite YouTubers. Anyway, that's it. Bye.